Test 1, 2.
Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order here today in Livingston Parish at the Parish Council Chambers here on November 17th. It's a Monday and it's 10 a.m. And it's the Amite River Basin Drainage and Water Conservation District. And we'd like to start off this meeting with our Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner DeLotte, Parish President Randy DeLotte, would you lead us in our pledge? President DeLotte, you have a couple of words you'd like to say?
Sorry. I'd like to recognize our distinguished representative from Livingston Parish, Mr. Roger Wilder, who's always been around our meetings, is a great supporter of ARBC, and he's a rock star. Also, I see Miss Melanie Lockwood in the audience. She's the head of our Livingston Parish Economical Development, and love to have both of y'all here. Appreciate it.
Wonderful. Thank y'all for coming and attending, and we appreciate your support. All right, our next item is a roll call. Ms. Tony, can you lead us in the roll call?
Sure. Mr. Bailey, Mr. Roderick, he's supposed to be on his. Clark,
Here.
Mr. Quitmall, here. Delat,
Here.
Mr. LaRue, Ms. Ferlito, Mr. Harris, here. Mr. Rayford, here. Mr. Smith, here. Greg Grundy here, supposed to be coming also. Mr. Knight, Blue Lot. All right, thank you. We have a quorum.
All right, good deal. Just before we get started, a little housekeeping. If we could silence our phones. All right, referring back to our agenda, our next item is public comments. Any of our visiting public have any comments, please register with our Executive Secretary, Ms. Tony Guitro. And certainly after every agenda item, we'll have opportunities for public comment. Next item on our agenda is approval of the minutes. Commissioners, you've had a chance to take a look at our minutes. Any comments on our minutes? Hearing no comments, I got a motion from Commissioner Rayford, second by Commissioner Quintmall. Any opposition? Hearing none. Minutes. Any public comments on our minutes? Okay. Hearing no public comments and no opposition to our minutes, we accept those as written. Okay, our next item is approval of our financial statements. Financial statements were mailed out to you in your packet. Take a look at those. I have a motion by Commissioner Quintmall and a second by Commissioner Bailey. Any public comments on our financial statements? Hearing no public comments, no opposition. Financial statements are approved. And that is for September and October. Okay, moving right along. Next item is a report by the Amite River Basin Commission. Executive Director, Mr. Paul Sawyer. Paul?
Good morning, Commissioners. You've received a copy, an email copy, and a physical copy of the Intergovernmental Agreement on Bayou Manchac. This is the revised intergovernmental agreement between among Ascension Parish, East Baton Rouge Parish, Iberville Parish, and now the City of St. George. We believe that the result of this intergovernmental agreement is going to help fast track or expedite ongoing efforts with the Bayou Manchac project. Just a reminder, this is the $30 million Louisiana Watershed Initiative project that's being led by East Baton Rouge Parish. And out of deference, Commissioner Rayford, if there's anything you want to say about that. If not, I'll just move along. I just didn't want to run through this project.
I just hadn't got the official word yet, Paul, so when I get that, I will certainly, I'll be more than happy to blow up the world to make sure everybody knows, that's for sure.
Good. Okay. Thank you. We are expecting some results from this new revised effort that will help expedite the Bayou Manchac project, and we're just waiting for, I guess you could say, a field report to update y'all. As soon as we learn anything, you will be alerted immediately. Last month, I had mentioned to you the Regional Capacity Building Grant from the Louisiana Watershed Initiative. That's the grant that funds our role as the regional coordinator for Region 9. We have some funds available on that. Recall that 2 or 3 meetings ago, the Office of Community Development notified us that they were extending this grant. This grant was supposed to expire at the end of this year. They're extending this grant, and so we are proposing a budget to them to spend out those remaining dollars. I have asked our Region 9 coordinator, co-coordinator, I guess, Garvin Pittman with the Water Institute, to develop some ideas. We want to present those ideas to you. They're under development. We have a near final draft of their ideas. We're going to meet with Office of Community Development to make sure that these ideas are in alignment with the goals that they had expressed to us when they extended the contract. And then, of course, we will share with you for your review and approval. We're not going to move on anything without your review, your input, your approval. And so just because there's going to be a gap between now and the next meeting, which is in January, I just want to put this on your radar right now. There will be a lot of movement on this in the next, I'd say, 30 days, and you will be kept apprised of everything. And just a reminder, no action will take place without your review, your input, and approval. The purchase agreement on the St. Helena property that we're looking at for Upper Amite restoration, the due diligence is still underway. We believe we'll be concluding that shortly because the due diligence period concludes in mid-December. But that is ongoing. Environmental work is being reviewed. I think we're finished with, and appraisal work is being finalized. I think we were finished with most of the title work, but there's still more due diligence that's ongoing, and that will reach a conclusion or a next step before the next meeting. So we will obviously keep you apprised of everything that's going on with that. If there's any action of the commission, we'll confer with President Clark to see if there's any action that's warranted or special action that's warranted by the commission. Also included in your report, a physical copy. You have not received this by email yet. A physical copy of the most recent LWI Region 9 projects report. I just got this last night, and President Quintma, you had pointed out before it'd be helpful to know dollars and cents, burn rate, things like that. I don't have a percentage burn rate, but what I was able to calculate this morning, and by the way, I just got this last night, just calculated some of this stuff, so I'll send this back out to you in an email, and this report will obviously also be available in our minutes, which will be posted on our website. There has been some marginal spending, approximately $2 million. So allocated is approximately $340 million. Allocated so far is $363 million. Since we reported last month, approximately $2 million, $2.1 million has been drawn down by the applicants. I won't go through every single one. I will tell you that the ones that are spending are the Jones Creek Detention. If you look on page 1 at the bottom, Jones Creek Detention Project is spending Second page, Livingston Parish drainage improvements, Marvin Bro Pump Station, Airline Highway Park Recreation Safe Room, Memorial Sports Complex Safe Room, Jones Vaughn Creek Bridge, which is actually outside of Region 9, but they've thrown that in there. They've thrown it into our report. And Dawson Creek drainage improvements, so that entire second page. And then on the third page, Ward Creek detention, Groom Road storm system improvements, and Taylor Bayou. Those are the projects that are spending. That's not to suggest that progress is not being made. These are just projects for which invoices have been incurred, and they've sought reimbursement from LWI. Other projects are ongoing, particularly I just described Bayou Manchac, the 4 big transformational projects under the ARBC umbrella. Those are absolutely underway. Just not positioned yet to start drawing down funds from LWI. Again, I glossed over this. I'm going to go into more detailed analysis and distribute that after the meeting, and this will go up on our in our minutes and on our website. With respect to updates on the Comite River Diversion Canal and the East Baton Rouge Parish Flood Control Project, as you recall, these are 2 Corps of Engineers projects amounting to $1.2 billion in flood spending in the Amite River Basin. Because the government shutdown has occurred since our last report, since our last meeting, there's no new report. However, I can tell you that the funds on both projects are fully funded, and the contracts that are let do not stop. So if the federal government shuts down, these contracts do not, this construction does not stop. It's ongoing. And I'll remind you that in the Comite River Diversion Canal, the final 5 contracts have been let. Those projects are in various stages of mobilization and construction. I guess the only thing that I would characterize as new is that the project continues to appraise and do their due diligence on 4 remaining properties right at the Mississippi River at the Comite River Diversion Canal outfall. These are properties that the Corps, DOTD is acquiring on behalf of the Corps to engineer and construct an outfall for the Comite River Diversion Canal there. Commissioner Marino, if there's anything you'd like to add or subtract to that.
The one thing I would like to add is that gas is flowing through the Florida Gas, the main relocation. Obviously, there's a lot of work still to be done on Brooks Lake, and that we don't know yet what the relocation will be there, but we've got progress on main relocation at least.
Good, thank you. Commissioners, you received a notification from me earlier this week about Upper Amite restoration, congressional spending. Congresswoman Julia Letlow has worked to allocate $2 million to the Natural Resources Conservation Service. That's a division, a Natural Resources division of the U.S. Department of Agriculture. These funds will be used in alignment with our Upper Amite restoration efforts. It takes a while, even when after the president signs an appropriations bill into law, it still takes a while for these funds to navigate their way through the federal bureaucracy and to us. In the meantime, when that happens, we will work with the Natural Resources Conservation Service and as well as with the Commission to identify locations to perform restoration efforts. This is all consistent with our Upper Amite restoration project as outlined in the master plan. And really appreciate Representative Letlow and her staff working with us diligently to identify the funding and to secure the funding. There are other appropriations bills, some of which I think commissioners, especially parish presidents, are monitoring, that are going through the congressional appropriations process, primarily in the U.S. Senate. There will be some more bills moving individually in the next 30 days in the U.S. Senate. The U.S. Senate is the final threshold for these bills to be completed. So I will be monitoring ARBC work, but I will keep an eye out for each parish in the event that there are funding allocations in each of those appropriations bills for any of the individual parishes. Commissioners, about 2 weeks ago, we had a former commissioner, former ARBC president, Lawrence Callender, organizes a boat trip down the lower Amite. He does this in conjunction with the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office, Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office, Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, and occasionally other boats, depending on the size of the visitors. This year, with ARBC's help, we arranged legislators to attend this outing. It was important and useful opportunity for ARBC to communicate with legislators, not only about what's going on, the more than $150 million in lower Amite River Basin activity that's underway, but also to talk about the upper Amite and how it works in a dynamic system with the lower Amite and why it's so important that we finish these projects in the lower part of the basin as well as address projects in the upper part of the basin. It was a really good outing. Want to especially thank Senator Valerie Hodges, Senator Rick Edmonds, Senate Pro Tem Regina Barrow, Representative Tony Bacala, and Representative Emily Chenevert, who all gave most of their day to join us. Two more things, Commissioners. We had a meeting, I think it was back in June, with or a few months ago, with the Corps of Engineers, with Colonel Otan of the Corps of Engineers, who proposed and we accepted to have quarterly meetings with the Corps of Engineers. Those have not been set up yet, and we believe they would have been set up had the government not been shut down. So we are engaging the Corps of Engineers to begin these quarterly meetings. When we get these quarterly meetings set up, everybody will please be invited to participate. Everybody has a stake in meetings with the Corps of Engineers, whether it's ARBC specific or your specific parishes or fields of interest. And so as soon as that is set up, I'll communicate to the commission. Lastly, I mentioned Upper Amite restoration, Congresswoman Letlow's efforts on our behalf. I will be in East Feliciana tonight with Commissioner Schmidt to communicate and express to the police jury of East Feliciana Parish what we're working on. They've expressed interest in it, so we will present to the East Feliciana police jury on that project. That concludes my report. I'm glad to entertain any questions, clarification.
Commissioner Quintmore.
Yeah, Paul, I just wanted to commend you on the boat trip. Not only was it a beautiful day on the water, but more importantly, we got to identify several projects that were in progress, relay the message to all the senators and representatives, our mission, our focus, and our plan for the future. And so even the ability to go and look at the washout at the Rock Weir, that probably needs to be on everybody's agenda, so that Rock Weir doesn't fail. And so just a great opportunity, and thank you for your leadership in putting that together and kind of leading those efforts. I just thought it was a great day, and I thought it was very successful, so thank you.
Any other comments? Paul, I just have a couple of things. On the regional capacity building grant, how much monies do we have left over in that? And
In the, oh, gosh. How much?
okay.
Around 330,000.
And then our deadline to submit that to OCD is toward the end of the year?
There's no hard deadline, but they want something. And so that's why, we may be mixing carts and horses to get this advanced. So, I would prefer to start the conversation with the commission and then go to OCD. But since we have a gap between now and in the next meeting, we just want to clear with OCD that the ideas that we have right now are okay, are consistent with what they outlined to us, but then also defer to the commission to amend or change that however the commission wants.
So like Paul said, I encourage, all our commissioners to take a look at this submittal that has been drafted. It's going to be our document and what we want to see. So between now and, the first of the year, it'd be good if we could all, take a look at it and make sure that we got what we want. And the second thing is the land acquisition on the upper Amite. I just want to communicate to the everyday person, our lay people, to understand that even though we have this money, that the hoops that you actually have to jump through to get this, it seems something simple as just, hey, purchase agreement, pay me the money, we got the land. It's not like that. It's not our money. It's coming from the state, and we have to go through all of these hoops with an appraisal, with an environmental assessment, and on and on and on. And so we're checking every box. You got to be a sprinter and a marathon runner, and I appreciate everything you're doing to hold that together. And then again, like the boat trip on the lower Amite, that was invaluable, and I would like to plant a seed that we need to pull something together and do something on the upper Amite. Get everybody out, an opportunity to get out and see the upper Amite. I got some connections, and maybe we can exercise that, and an opportunity for everybody to get out there and see what we're talking about. It's like a different world. So that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Okay, referring back to our agenda is report by our Amite River Basin Commission, Legal Counsel, Mr. Larry Banks. Larry?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple of things. I'm working with Paul to make sure that what we're submitting with the to LWI is consistent with the rules and regulations required under that program to make sure it fits within that. We're also completing work as it relates to the aspect of the property acquisition that we're looking at. And we've been working with Paul on that particular item. So we're not there yet, but we're moving that item along. That's all I have for it.
Good deal. Thank you, Larry. Any questions? Any public comments? Okay. Next item on our agenda is under old business. And that is a report by our Amite River Basin Commission, what the Water Institute for Region 9. Paul, I think you covered that very well. Do you have anything more to add to that on behalf of our LWI Region 9 coordinator efforts?
Actually, yes, and one other item I neglected to report a minute ago. Mr. Pittman couldn't be with us today, but he and his team have worked diligently to put together an RCBG proposal, and we're still fleshing through that. I failed to mention that on Thursday the State Bond Commission will meet, and they will approve $2 million for ARBC. This is it's priority 2 funding, but the funding is available to us to draw down. That should have occurred last month, but the State Bond Commission suspended all priority 1 and priority 2 considerations. They were working out other budgetary matters, and now they've put them back on the agenda, and we expect that ARBC will have $2 million in addition to the 2 that we have. We will have $2 million available to us going forward with Upper Amite restoration.
Good deal. Thank you, Paul. Next item under old business is the Comite River Diversion Canal project status. Again, Paul, I think you covered that well. Mr. Marino, gas is flowing through Florida Gas Pipeline. That's a big hurdle. I think that was harder than getting the railroad to move. All right, good deal. All right, next item is under new business. And we have a resolution. It's Resolution 1196. And essentially that is between the Office of Community Development in regards to Louisiana Watershed Initiative funding that and a cooperative endeavor agreement that was provided for $100 million for regional transformative projects. Paul, can you explain a little bit about exactly what this resolution to amend this cooperative endeavor agreement involves?
Yes, sir. This is basically paperwork, just basically clarifying various contracts that are out there. This really is designed to validate and reinforce the 4 contracts that are set with Ascension Parish, Livingston Parish, East Baton Rouge Parish, and St. James Parish. Those are the 4 transformational projects that were originally cataloged under ARBC, and that were subsequently, by virtue of a resolution about this time last year, ARBC suballocated it, if you will, to the 4 parishes so that the projects could be delivered more efficiently and conclusively. So this is really just paperwork, and it's also required by federal rules and State Office of Community Development.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt Resolution 1196.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion on this? Okay, hearing no discussions, I have a motion to accept, and I have a second by Commissioner Bailey. Any public comments on our resolution to amend the CEA between the ARBC and Office of Community Development? Okay, hearing none and no opposition, resolution passes. All right, at the beginning of the meeting, I asked if anyone had any public comments to register with our Executive Secretary, Ms. Tony Guitro. Did we have any public comments? Okay, moving right along. I would like to announce that our next Amite River Basin Commission meeting is going to be held Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. I just got used to saying 2025. God, the year's flown by. November 2025. It's going to be here again at the Livingston Parish Council Chambers. And President Delott, I appreciate you for accommodating and providing this wonderful first-class venue for us to hold our meetings here. It's real convenient. And hearing no comments, no other issues, I'll accept a motion to adjourn. I have a motion by Commissioner Ferlito and a second by Commissioner Delott. Thank you.